Welcome you all for the presentation on topic refrigeration and air conditioning. This topic is included in the module 3 of subject elements of mechanical engineering. This is Dr. Ramesh RS, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Davangere. Self-awareness, as per psychologist Shelley Duvall and Robert Wickland, is when we focus our attention on ourselves, we evaluate and compare our current behavior to our internal standards and values. We become self-conscious as objective evaluators of ourselves. Be your own life coach. Contents to be discussed in this presentation are: what is refrigeration, principle of refrigeration, basic concepts, some definitions, parts of refrigerator, types of refrigeration systems, vapor compression refrigeration system. I think you know about what is natural cooling and artificial cooling. In artificial cooling, we shall have refrigeration and air conditioning. Refrigeration can be used for ice making, to preserve the food items, to preserve the medicines. For these important applications, we can make use of the refrigeration concept. Refrigeration can be defined as a method or process in which heat is continuously removed from the system to reduce the temperature of a system lower than the surrounding temperature. Let us consider this as system. Anything external to the system we call as the surrounding. System and then surrounding, they are separated by system boundary. Suppose we want to maintain the system at very low temperature compared to surrounding. Then it requires to remove the heat from the system continuously. Then only we can maintain the system at a very low temperature. Therefore, method or process which is used for this purpose we call it as the refrigeration. Principle of refrigeration. Principle of refrigeration can be explained with the help of this diagram. Let us consider this as higher temperature body and this one as lower temperature body. We know that always heat flows from higher temperature body to lower temperature body. We don't require any external work to transfer the heat from higher temperature body to lower temperature body. Suppose to transfer the heat from lower temperature body to higher temperature body, then we require an external work, then only we can transfer the heat from lower temperature body to higher temperature body. Therefore, heat is removed from a system so that the system will have lower temperature than the surrounding temperature with the aid of external work, that is according to the second law of thermodynamics. This is the basic principle of refrigeration. Basic concepts. In basic concepts, 3 points are there. We know that always heat flows from a higher temperature body to lower temperature body. That general phenomenon we know that the freezing and boiling point of a fluid depends on its pressure. To transfer heat from a lower temperature body to higher temperature body, an external work has to be done. These are all the basic concepts of refrigeration. Some definitions. Refrigeration effect. It can be defined as the rate at which heat is removed from the system to maintain the temperature lower than the surrounding. Of course, the main objective is to remove the heat continuously from the system, so that we should have to maintain the system at a very low temperature. Suppose at what rate the heat has to be removed from the system, that will decide the refrigeration effect. So therefore, refrigeration effect can be defined as the rate at which heat is continuously removed from the system to maintain the system at very low temperature than the surrounding. It says about how fast we can have the refrigeration or how slow we can have the refrigeration. Ton of refrigeration. It is also unit of refrigeration. It can be defined as quantity of heat removed from the system to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours from water when the initial temperature of water is 0 degree centigrade. Of course, here water is used. Water has to be converted into ice. Of course, the amount says that 1 ton of ice, and also the time says that 24 hours. The what should be the amount of heat that is removed from the system to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours from water when the initial temperature of the water is 0 degree centigrade. That says about the definition of ton of refrigeration. So here you should have to note the point about quantity of heat removed from the system to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours from water. Ice making capacity. It can be defined as capacity of the system to form ice from water when the initial temperature of the water is room temperature. You see, in case of ton of refrigeration, the water at 0 degree centigrade that has to be converted into ice, whereas in case of the ice making capacity, water at room temperature, from there the water has to be converted into ice. The capacity of the system to form ice from water when the initial temperature of water is room temperature. That is the definition of ice making capacity. COP, coefficient of performance. The performance of refrigeration system can be measured by using this term. It says about the ratio of amount of heat removed to the amount of work done, because in the concept of refrigeration we know that heat always flows from higher temperature body to lower temperature body. Suppose to make the transfer of heat from lower temperature body to higher temperature body, then we need an external work. Therefore, amount of heat removed with respect to work done to remove this amount of work here. That is the definition of COP. Once again, I will repeat that. COP can be defined as the ratio of amount of heat transferred to the amount of work done. Relative COP. Relative COP can be defined as actual COP to the theoretical COP. Actual means when the refrigeration is working, what is the amount of the COP with respect to the theoretical or calculated COP. The ratio of actual COP to the theoretical COP, we call it as relative COP. Let us look into parts of refrigeration system. Here you can note down 4 important parts such as evaporator, circulating system, condenser, throttle valve. These are the 4 important parts of refrigeration system. Evaporator is main part of refrigeration system. It consists of coils or metal tubing through which the refrigerant, means the fluid, is flowing inside the metal tubing here. That part we call as the evaporator. It is one of the main component of refrigeration system. Since it produces cooling effect, we call this as freezer coil. Then circulating system. The fluid has to be transferred from one component to the another component. For circulation of the refrigerant, we need the mechanical system just to circulate the fluid here. Those mechanical elements are pump or compressor that is used for this purpose. Condenser, that is one more important component of the refrigeration system. Here, when the fluid enters to condenser, it changes its state from vapor to liquid. Throttle valve, that is one more important component of the system. Here, when the fluid enters to the throttle valve, It reduces both temperature and pressure of the fluid or refrigerant. These are all some of the important components or parts of refrigerator. Types of refrigeration system. So many types of refrigeration systems are there. Out of that, here we have listed vapor compression refrigeration system, vapor absorption refrigeration system, domestic refrigerator. Components or parts of vapor compression refrigeration system. Here we shall have four important components such as evaporator. This part is the evaporator or freezer coil, hermetically sealed compressor unit. This is the compressor unit for circulating the fluid. Condenser part. This is the condenser part where actually the fluid can change its state from vapor to liquid due to condensation. Throttle valve. Here it converts or reduces the temperature and pressure of the fluid due to throttling process. Once again I will repeat that components or parts of vapor compression refrigeration system are evaporator or freezer coil, that is the main component of the system. Since it produces the cooling effect, we call it as the freezer coil. It consists the number of coils or the metal tubing. Compressor unit, that is the circulating unit which can circulate the fluid from evaporator to condenser and in the circuit. Hermetically sealed compressor unit, that is the compressor unit. Condenser part, that is the compressor part. In this condenser part, the state of the fluid changes from vapor to liquid. Throttle valve, due to throttling process, it reduces both pressure and temperature of the fluid. Working of vapor compression refrigeration, we can explain with the help of this diagram. As you see this diagram, four important components are there: evaporator, compressor, condenser, throttle valve. We will start the explanation of this refrigeration system from the throttle valve. From the throttle valve, the refrigerant. Here the refrigerant means the fluid which will circulate in the system. The fluid at very low temperature and low pressure, fluid will enter into the evaporator coil. When the fluid entered evaporator coil, so whatever the heat present in the system, that can be absorbed by this fluid, liquid refrigerant. When it absorbs the heat present in the evaporator coil, it changes its state from liquid to vapor due to absorption of heat from the system. So therefore, the state of the fluid which is coming out of the evaporator is vapor refrigerant. So just to observe that from the throttle valve, we will have low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant. From the evaporator, we will have low pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant. When this vapor refrigerant enters to the compressor unit, here in the compressor unit, the fluid gets increase in pressure. So due to that, the fluid coming out of the compressor unit is high temperature, high pressure vapor refrigerant. This kind of the fluid is enter into the condenser part. When it enters to the condenser unit, it changes its state from vapor to liquid due to condensation process. Here we will have liquid to vapor, that is the state of change of the fluid. Here we shall have change of state as vapor to liquid. That point please remember here. So therefore, in the condenser part, due to condensation, the fluid coming out of this condenser will have low temperature, high pressure liquid refrigerant. So that kind of the fluid, when it enters to the throttle valve, here it reduces both temperature and pressure. So therefore, finally from the throttle valve, we will have the state of the liquid as low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant. So when such kind of the fluid enters to the evaporator, once again it will absorb the heat present in the system. This process will continue and therefore it maintains the low temperature in the evaporator coil because of these important steps here. I hope you are clear about the working of this vapor compression refrigeration system. As you know that evaporator is one of the main component of the system here. It consists of the coils or the metal tubing. One end of this coil is connected to compressor unit whereas the other end is connected to throttle valve. The compressor connects the evaporator and then condenser because that has to supply the fluid from evaporator to condenser part here. One end of the condenser part is connected to delivery side of the compressor unit whereas the other end is connected to throttle valve. This is an arrangement of the vapor compression refrigeration system. Thank you all for watching.